why you always forget people's names, and why you're not a bad person. You're standing in front of someone you've met at least 3 times. Their name? Gone. Not hovering at the tip of your tongue, just cleanly, surgically absent, like your brain never bothered filing it in the first place. And the worst part isn't the forgetting. It's the next 12 seconds of pure theater, subtly angling your body, desperately praying someone else says their name first, or that their phone rings, or honestly, that the building catches fire. But here's what nobody tells you. You are not careless, rude, or unintelligent. Something very specific is happening inside your brain, and once you understand it, you'll never feel the same guilt again. Your brain is already overwhelmed the moment you say hello. When you meet someone new, your brain isn't casually strolling through the interaction. It's sprinting. It's reading their face, calculating social dynamics, monitoring your posture, scripting your next sentence, and deciding within milliseconds whether this person likes you. Your prefrontal cortex, your brain's short-term working memory, is juggling 6 tasks simultaneously. And into that exact moment of cognitive chaos, someone hands you a single arbitrary sound. Hi, I'm Kevin. Kevin doesn't mean anything. It triggers no image, no emotion, no existing association. It just floats there, isolated, in a brain that is frankly too busy to babysit it. The Baker-Baker paradox. Science proves your brain isn't broken. In 1987, psychologists McWeeny and Ellis published a landmark study revealing something called the Baker-Baker paradox. They told one group that a person in a photo was a baker by profession. They told another group that the same person's surname was Baker. Days later, people who learned the occupation remembered it far more easily than those who learned it as a name. Same word, wildly different retention. Why? Because baker as a job ignites a web of associations: flour, bread, warm kitchens, early mornings. As a name, it activates nothing. It's semantically empty. And your brain, the ruthlessly efficient machine it is, holds on to things that mean something and quietly drops the rest. Names, by their very nature, are the things that mean the least. The real culprit, you're already somewhere else. Here's where it gets personal. A huge portion of chronic name forgetters aren't distracted by arrogance. They're hijacked by anxiety. While someone is introducing themselves, these people are internally narrating at full volume. Am I making enough eye contact? Was that handshake too firm? Did I just talk over them?
Psychologist Brener documented this in 1973 as the next-in-line effect. People anticipating their own turn to speak showed dramatically reduced memory for what the person just before them said. Their brain had already moved on. People living with social anxiety or even just hyperactive self-awareness are stuck in that mode permanently, never fully here, always half a step into what comes next. The name arrives, and they're already somewhere else. If that's you, here's the reframe worth keeping. You don't have a memory problem. You have a preoccupation problem. Those are completely different things. Think about the last deeply emotional event you attended. You probably remember the specific silence in the room, who cried, a single sentence that hit you somewhere in your chest. You do not remember what was printed on the handout. Your brain made an executive decision, without consulting you, about what mattered, and it was never the printed text. Names are the printed text. Everything else about a person is the experience. People who forget names easily tend to be highly associative, emotionally attuned thinkers. Ask them what someone was wearing at a party 3 years ago. They might actually tell you. Ask them the person's name, blank. Their brain was busy cataloging the texture of the conversation, the feeling in the room, the look on someone's face when they said something that landed. That's not a flaw. That's a different architecture, one better suited to deep listening and storytelling, and worse suited to the mechanical task of retaining arbitrary labels under social pressure.
You can still get better. Here's how. None of this is an excuse to stay stuck. The fix is simple. Manually build the association your brain refuses to build automatically. Repeat the name immediately. Great to meet you, Kevin. Then link it to someone you already know, or a visual image. You're constructing a bridge between Kevin and something that already has a home in your memory. It works because you're doing intentionally what your brain skipped entirely. The shame spiral, that quiet belief that forgetting names makes you an absent, uncaring person, is simply wrong. You remember the real stuff, what people said, how they laughed, the story they told that stuck with you for weeks. The name was always the least interesting thing about them. If this gave you a new way to see yourself or someone you know, share it with them, and subscribe for more psychology-backed ideas that actually change how you think.